Hello again, YouTube. So it's 8:54 p.m. Sunday, May 15th, 2022. Obviously, I haven't made it to work yet, and there's my car. So I have made it off the side of the freeway, so that's a good thing. It's been almost 2 hours since I called AAA, and so far I've been on the phone with AAA 4 times, but yeah, I keep getting told like how long it'll be, and they keep lying to me, basically. Initially, when I called about 2 hours ago, they said, the first thing they always ask is, are you in a safe location? And my answer this time was no, because I really was not in a safe location. I was on the, as you saw in the end of the last video, I was on the off-ramp to 51st Avenue on the I-10 as I was headed westbound. I'm really bad at estimating distances as far as feet. I would say I was maybe about 6 times the length of my car away from the intersection, so reasonably close to the intersection, just a little bit after the extra right turn lane starts. But there's no shoulder. Well, actually, I think in the last video you kind of see where I was at the end of it. There's no shoulder there. I mean, I guess technically there's a shoulder. It was about 1.5 feet, but yeah, it was as far to the right as I could get, but very much blocking the lane. I'd say I was blocking about half the lane. There's enough space for a normal car to continue in the lane to the left of me, but it just seems like not that many people drive normal cars anymore these days. It's all about these giant, oversized SUVs, and that's actually kind of a smaller size SUV. It's actually more of a normal size pickup truck there. But yeah, there's so many of these ginormous trucks and SUVs now that are taller and wider, and I don't understand why there hasn't been any kind of legislation stopping these from being passenger vehicles. Like I understand there's like there goes one through the intersection. There's another one over there. Like I understand there's a need for these sort of vehicles in commercial applications, but they should only be available as commercial vehicles. They should require commercial plates, and they should also require a CDL to be driven, because it came to my attention that, well, it's come to my attention just watching that most of the people that drive them really don't know how to drive them. They don't understand how goddamn big their vehicles are. And the most disturbing thing as I was waiting and the sun went down was how many people that drive them aren't even smart enough to turn on their fucking headlights. Jesus, people, turn on your headlights. When the sun is getting low in the horizon, turn on your headlights. I don't understand why mandatory daytime headlight usage isn't a thing yet. In the mid-1990s, I remember reading an article in an insurance industry magazine that just happened to be in my commercial insurance agent's waiting room. I used to own a taxi company at the time, so I had commercial taxi insurance on my cab, on my cabs, and so anyway, I was waiting to speak with my agent, and I'm in the waiting room, and they've got a magazine, like an industry trade magazine there, and I read a very interesting article talking about studies of daytime headlight usage and how it has been shown to dramatically decrease accidents. And at that time, and I'm talking like the mid-1990s, it was something that was legally mandated in most of Europe, and pretty much all European cars, all cars offered for sale at that point in time in Europe, and I guess it had been that way for a couple of years as well. It was a requirement that they have headlights in the daytime. Now, I do know daytime running lights are a thing, and that's been on like most new vehicles, but those are not the same thing as headlights. They're not nearly as bright. Yeah, they do increase visibility at night. In the daytime, that's a good thing, but it doesn't give you Oh my gosh, I finally got the text message from AAA saying a truck is on my way, even though I had a operator at AAA tell me an hour ago that a truck was on my call. And about 20 minutes ago, 25 minutes ago, I had an operator tell me that there was a truck assigned to my call and it was 2 minutes away. This is so far the worst experience I've ever had with AAA. Which, ironically, my last call to AAA, which was on last Monday, not even a week ago, was my best ever experience with AAA. So, not sure what to say about AAA at this point. All right, let me check the text message. Anyway, yeah, so daytime running lights, poor substitution for headlights. And, you know, if all headlights were just simply on at all times, like that wouldn't be a problem. Of course, that would create the problem of, you know, when people want to sit in the dark with their vehicles on, with their headlights off, they wouldn't be able to do that. They would actually have to turn their vehicles off. Heaven forbid they, you know, save gas when they're not going anywhere and want to sit in the dark. All right, hello, Daniel Lamoni. AAA is heading your way, tracking real time here, and there's a link. Ooh, hey, a legal name reveal. Like that's not easily accessible, common knowledge. All right, it's now saying ETA 11 minutes, and it's going to the map app, which I quite like. Hopefully I'll get a call from that. Hopefully I'll get a call from that driver soon. I think I just got a text from that driver saying ETA 12 minutes. That's cool. Looking at the map, it doesn't list the streets on it, but I'm pretty good at identifying streets. He's just south of Buckeye on 71st Avenue. Wow, he's almost to where I was trying to go. Okay, so he's on 71st Avenue. Looks like he's getting ready to turn right onto and head eastbound on Buckeye. The route that their algorithm is suggesting he take is Buckeye to eastbound to Loop 202, Loop 202 up to up 1 mile to Van Buren, then Van Buren to 51st Avenue, and then north on 51st Avenue to me. Yeah, that's a pretty legit route. That's probably the route that I would take myself. In fact, honestly, yeah, that's definitely the route that I would choose to take myself. So props to the algorithm for at least suggesting a good route for him. He's making progress, so that's comforting. So yeah, quite a bit has happened, nothing good. So after I got off the phone, after I ended my video, the first thing I did was try to put the car in park. That did nothing. In fact, I think I got that in the video. The park was not working. Whatever's gone wrong with the car, it has something to do with the transmission and the linkage between the transmission and the car, or in the engine, I mean. So there's and hopefully y'all could hear it in the video. Oh, nice, there goes somebody on an electric scooter. God, I love electric scooters. That's the future. God, I just envision a world where everybody gets around on electric scooters for personal transit, and there's slightly larger personal electric vehicles, something like golf carts for people to use to get groceries and whatnot. And other than that, like, just the road is nothing but commercial vehicles and public transit that works. That's my utopia. Of course, to a lot of people that would be nightmarish. And I mean, it's no secret, I do really enjoy driving, but I don't know, to me all the negatives of driving greatly outweigh the positives these days. Yeah, I think you could have heard it in the end of the last video that there was like a loud clicking sound. Doesn't matter what gear I put my transmission in, the vehicle just kind of is in a free, like it's in like the equivalent of a neutral. Fortunately, I do have a parking brake that works, and I'm almost ashamed to admit it, but I'm very much not in the habit of using it. In fact, it took me a while to remember even where it was. It's in my center console as a handle. You pull it up. And I'm sure to some people that's like, how can you live with doing that? Like, don't you feel unsafe putting your vehicle in park? Man, Phoenix is a valley. It's flat. I haven't parked on anything resembling an incline other than just now on that off-ramp where I broke down in a long time, and certainly not here. So, yeah. When you park in a flat carport or in a flat parking lot, just sticking it in park is plenty adequate. Even in neutral, like the only way it's going to roll away if somebody pushes the damn thing. So anyway, it's in the equivalent of neutral. When I push my, so yeah, I did put on I've got the parking brake on, and I had the parking brake on then. That works. And when the vehicle rolls, you can hear a loud click, 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 click kind of sound. So it just, what that screams to me is I'm probably not going to have a vehicle for a long time, and I don't know if Rob's going to charge me extra for this, if he's gonna, I don't know. I mean, it's easy to say that maybe it's just the result of him not doing the motor right, but I don't fucking know. I really don't. All I know is it's probably going to result in me not having a car again for a long time. So, what I was trying to explain in my last video, so yeah, my sister passed away a few years back, and just a few months ago, the Coca-Cola billboard that I sent to her said, have a Coke with Bree and Tiff. And those were her two oldest daughters from her first marriage. She was the first one of all my siblings to have kids. So those, like, by far were my two oldest nieces, my first nieces. My first experience of being Uncle Dan, and Tiffany was the first one, and then about a year and a half later, Bree was born. And there was a time I used to be really close to both of them, particularly Brianna. And I don't know how many months ago it was offhand, because my months really blur together, and they've just been so fucking miserable for the last, 2.5 years. But Brianna decided that she wanted to check out early, and did this by, from what I understand, hanging herself in a closet with a cell phone charging cable. So, on that note, I keep all my 10-foot charging cables, whether they work or not, as they might come in handy for something else. I'm talking about securing loads. Don't call suicide prevention on me. It won't do anything to help my situation out. Anyway, I just found out today that, and now Tiff is gone. Nobody knows why yet. Apparently she was not feeling healthy last night, and peacefully went in her sleep. So I think that's what the gambler said, was that's the best you can hope for. Is that how the lyrics go to The Gambler by Kenny Rogers? Something, something, something. The best you can hope for is to die in your sleep. You gotta know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You never count your money. When you're sitting at the table, there'll be time enough for counting when the dealing's done. Oh God, I'm so ready for the dealing to be done. You have no idea. All right, so my tow truck, it's making progress. Saying the algorithm's estimating 7 minutes. That seems like a pretty fair estimation to me. It's at 67th Avenue in Van Buren. The driver could turn right, and, well, actually, it looks like the driver chose to use 67th Avenue instead of the freeway to go between Buckeye and Van Buren, and that's his call. I would have probably used, actually used Loop 202 for that mile, just because I figure it's a mile that I can do freeway speeds versus city street speeds, but it's not unusual for 67th Avenue to be moving at 55 miles per hour anyway through that area. And it looks like that's about how fast he's driving down Van Buren, which is not an unusual speed for that part of it. Oh, he's hauling balls down Van Buren right now. Wow. He made it from... Now, it could be just the way the GPS is updating, but he made it from 67th Avenue to 63rd Avenue with a quickness. Anyway, yeah, you know, Priscilla asked, you know, I got the news about Brianna right as I was getting ready for work, so I was a little bit late going out the door as a result of that. And she asked me, you know, are you sure you're going to be okay to go to work? And I'm like, yeah, well, I really don't have a choice. And I think I was mentioning that in my last video before the disaster with the car, that you know, I missed kind of having a person to talk to, like that's a human person who knows me, whom I know, to say, hey, this happened, and I don't think it'd be a good idea for me to go to work today. That thinks with their head and maybe a little bit with their heart, as opposed to just an algorithm following policies, which is what I'm dealing with Amazon. I'm really nervous I'm going to end up losing my job at Amazon over the events of today. And interestingly enough, like as much as it was a dangerous location where I was parked, and I was standing a little bit upstream from it, just trying to wave traffic around my car so that they wouldn't just plow into my car as they were getting off the freeway there. Fortunately, I'm wearing my Unfortunately, I was on my way to work, and I'm wearing my bright fluorescent yellow safety vest with reflective stripes on it, so that certainly made me more visible if it didn't do anything to help the car. But reflective vests don't reflect if the driver isn't smart enough to turn their headlights on, so that was a thing. Although I did have a couple people, as they drove by me, I yelled at the top of my lungs, which is a pretty loud yell, mind you. I have a pretty powerful voice when needed. I yelled headlights, and it did result in most of them turning on their headlights. Probably scared the shit out of them, because they probably didn't see me up until that point, and all those people missed me by mere inches. But the good news or the bad news, depending on your perspective, is that I survived that. Anyway, tow truck is now at Van Buren and 51st, getting ready to go north. So about a mile away from me. ETA is saying 7 minutes. That seems a little high, but I'm assuming that the ETA bases that on the potential of it taking a long time to get across I-10. It's 9:12 p.m. It shouldn't take that long, even if he does get a red light right as it starts the cycle of the red light to get across I-10. But yeah, certainly during like peak hour traffic, or even like, you know, mid-afternoon and daytime traffic, it can take a long time to cross I-10 the way those intersections are. So I understand the algorithm generating the number that it's generating. Sure it's based on an average, a mean average of how long it takes when it takes a long time versus how long it takes when it's quick. That guy looks like a quality citizen. I'm glad he's not approaching me anymore. Yeah, so I'm at the Chevron at 51st Avenue in McDowell, which is pretty much the heart of fentanyl zombie land. In fact, I think I mentioned it recently that this particular Circle K is one of two Circle Ks I've noticed that are in areas that are known to be bad locations with a high concentration of drug-addicted homeless people that have recently closed. I'm sure that Circle K didn't close due to a lack of business. Usually that Circle K is busy 24/7, but it is now closed. I did go into this Chevron here, the little Speed Mart there, to get just get something to drink, because I was super thirsty from all the stress and just standing on the side of the road. Got an Arizona green tea on my food stamp card. I did not see what I was charged for. It said 99 cents on the can, but I wouldn't be surprised if I was charged more. I think he dropped his dope. Yeah, he pretty rude to me, but the cashier was. But he anyway, I was able to get a green tea, and while I was in there, a person who looked a little more savory than this person, but definitely looked like pretty on the homeless side, walked in carrying a backpack and a 32-ounce fountain drink cup, and just walked right past the cashier, and the cashier started yelling at him in a strong, very difficult to understand Indian language, or Indian accent. I forget exactly what was yelling at him, but basically just trying to let the guy know that you know, hey, where are you going? If you want to put ice in that cup, you need to prepay, and it's 50 cents. I'm translating because what he said was not anywhere near that easy to understand. All right, so showing that the tow truck has made it across the freeway intersection, so I may be ending this this video very soon. Oh, that's definitely him. All right, I need to end this video. Well, help has arrived, so I don't know what's going on with me and Amazon, but
there you are.
Here I am.
Hey, I thought someone else was coming for you.
Oh, you're the guy that went by me, aren't you?
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, I don't know what's going on with that.
No,